Wolf called it Vortex Valley, and this is actually a very, very good name for this map. We have Entombed Valley coming up as the third map between our two players here in the second match. To the bottom left, to the bottom right, the other left. We have in the red our Empire player. We have the Zerg called
Empire Violet.
Forcing his opponent into a third game. There he is. Being smart with the glasses.
He does indeed. His opponent, known as the Illusionist Protoss from the team LGIM, starting at the top right in the blue. He is
LGIM City.
I don't like Illusionist Protoss. That sounds like a little bit weird. I want him to be the Force Field Fiend.
the Force Field Fiend. I like that too, man. That's actually pretty good. That's like my new ID when like the beta comes out for Heart of the Storm, and I'm like Force Field Fiend. Yeah, sounds pretty good. He's actually denying the hatch, but this time Violet's not taking it. He may be trying to block the Nexus. In fact, I bet that's what he's going to do here. There's no other explanation. I think that's what he's going to do.
I would like that so much.
I think he's doing it.
I love it when Zerg players do
He
it.
can't though because he's blocked again. It's Violet's worst nightmare, man. Blocked at the natural, blocked at your opponent's natural. Where do you make a hatch? He's actually being blocked twice. He's microing both probes at both naturals right now. Oh, he botched it though.
There it is. But look at the same time how well Seed is actually doing this. He immediately sends down another probe in order to make sure that it's happening.
All the way. They really are, yeah. They definitely are, man.
That guy is awesome. And it's so true. It's funny because it's true.
Shoutouts to Peoria, Illinois? I'm not sure how to pronounce that one.
Huh?
He said shoutouts to Peoria. I think it's Peoria, Illinois.
I actually didn't even see the shout out.
Well,
I was just amazed that he had two signs and was actually moving them.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
He puts some thought into it.
He takes signs to the next level. Sometimes there are level 3 signs. Those distract me quite a bit.
What do? They blink?
Well, I've seen...
Or do they add sound?
Well, there was one time where a group of people had like 4 signs that spelled something, and then they flipped them over, and then it spelled something else, and I was like, whoa.
TMI, TMI.
At this point, Violet's going to go ahead and take a third hatch. He's got his queens flowing. Have you seen the new Creep Tumor animation in Heart of the Swarm, by the way?
No.
Well, it's pretty cool. There's a new tumor animation where...
I've spread creep in Heart of the Swarm in the beta, but I have not looked at the creep tumors.
I still haven't got to play the beta, man. I'm really jealous. I will play it the day it comes out here. There's a joke that when it happens, we're all going to call each other, text each other, and we're all just going to play together like immediately. It doesn't matter what we're doing, all right? You're in bed, or you like didn't sleep for 3 days, you were traveling or something. Doesn't matter. You're on a date.
The beta right now is basically you pick Terran, you produce a ton of Widow Mines, and then you run around with him. You're like, that's how the beta works right now. I'm actually not kidding. That's exactly how it works.
Do you have to make that noise? If you don't make that noise, do they still work?
No, you have to make the noise. That's the noise you will make because it's just so funny. You will see them jump at stuff, and you know you'll one-hit everything, and then you see the time and like, you are gonna die.
I actually think you need to train me on this voice. We'll have to have some lessons before the beta comes out because I got to make sure I can use those Widow Mines.
without the voice, they're only half as effective.
Okay.
Well, we don't have Widow Mines just yet, and we don't have a Terran in this particular match either.
But you know what? I'm really excited for Widow Mines, especially. I am. I want everyone to know that. I am excited for those, as well as the Destructible Rock Towers. Or collapsible rock towers. Look at this Zealot chase these drones.
Yeah, those drones are excited.
Those drones are like, whoa! Get out of here, man.
It's the drone down.
Oh, he tried so hard to run away, and then he gave up. Don't be a quitter, man.
Nice position here for...
Look at that Zealot. Was he a quitter? No, he went into the choke point before he died, all right? He made the best of himself.
I have to say that those early Zealots are actually so brave. If I was a Zealot and my player would be like, okay, you have to move into the Lion's Den right now and you have to stick it out, be like, are you mad? Are you serious? Are you drunk? What are you trying to do here? I'm not doing that. I'm refusing. Just think about if suddenly your units would actually refuse to do what you tell them because they're like, no, this is a bad decision. I'm not going to do it.
Now you get court-martialed, man. And you know how that works on Ire. It's pretty bad. Oh, destructible rocks have posed a problem for many a Protoss recently, but Seed, he's got a cannon.
I want to talk once again about this map. We mentioned it, we touched on it briefly when the map was chosen, but to all of the viewers that are new out there, I want to just give a quick recap on how this usually works in this map. The problem for Protoss on most maps is taking a third base, so they kind of rely on 2 base timings in order to take down a Zerg player. Sometimes they try to establish the third, but it's really tough and the Zerg can try to punish it. On this map it works a little bit different because all you have to do as a Protoss is you get rid of these rocks that we see right here.
Yep.
They're currently being destroyed. Then you take the third, which is exactly what Seed does.
Yeah, he took a really fast third this game.
Yeah, and you only have to defend 2 choke points, and this is really not all that hard. With the sentries that you have, the force fields that you can use, you can defeat those 2 ramps, no, sorry, not defeat, but defend them quite easily. And then suddenly you are on 3 bases, and for a Protoss player on 3 bases, exponentially stronger than a Protoss player on 2, because it opens up a lot of variety in regards to your tech. You can add different tech trees to your army composition and you will be way stronger. So the Zerg has to kind of counter this. He has to come up with an idea how to deal with this. And usually we end up with a late game, we end up with the Zerg taking 4 or 5 bases, trying to go to Brood Lords and then attack his opponent with the Brood Lord composition, with Infestors, with Corruptors, whereas the Protoss player will at the Stargate eventually and will start to look for an Archon Toilet for the Mothership. So a different playstyle from the games that we saw before between the two, and this is where they are currently headed.
Yeah, I mean, this is the direction that this map just it puts you. And this will happen 100%. In fact, it's already happening. You guys are watching it happen. Well, actually, you're watching a Spineclaw work on destructible rocks. He's like, I was made as a defensive structure. This is not part of my job, but I'll do it because I really respect the Overmind. The Lings are like, really? You're cool with that? And they just left immediately. They're like, alright, that's fine.
Just think about what actually, it would be so cool if you could actually click on them and those annoying sounds would make exactly that speech.
Yeah, man.
That's a suggestion.
Spineclaw's like, you really want me to go over there?
Okay, while we're waiting for the battle actually to unfold, guys, if you are on Twitter, you can actually tweet at us, tweet at ProxyWolf and at Calder, spelled with KH, and tell us what would be your favorite phrase or your favorite thing to say when a unit is going to refuse your command.
Yeah, tell us that, man.
There should be some really funny stuff out there.
Yeah, and name the unit you're referring to.
Exactly.
As well.
Name the unit and maybe the situation, and tell us at ProxyWolf and at Calder.
We might even retweet that.
Yeah, I'm sure at the next set that we cast, we'll have a couple of good suggestions already. That should be really funny.
Yeah, the question is, how do Spinecrawlers talk if they talk, man?
Doesn't matter.
4 gates going up for Seed, by the way, who has not teched into Robotic Support Bay at all. He's got the Robo, he's got Observers out, but he's just adding gates, going purely with Gateway composition right now, getting +3.
He has 11.
Yeah, he's got Blink. He may be trying to hit a timing, but this is pretty tough to do against Infestors, man.
Yeah, and the thing is, with the timing on 3 bases, the question that I have is, why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you ever do that on this map?
You don't have to do it. It's like, a lot of times you're forced to do it, but why would you actually voluntarily hit a timing that evolves purely around gateway units on 3 bases? There's just no reason to do it. Yeah, especially, as I said, with the Infestors in the picture.
It's almost as if he expects mutas with what he's doing. He's like only making Stalkers and splitting them apart in several locations. He may take a 4th with the Robotic Support Bay, but if he gets maxed out without better tech, then he's going to have the wrong army to fight with.
You're touching a very, very good point here. Mutalisks are very strong on this map in the early mid-game, and as long as you are willing and able to transition out of them, it's really strong because you can use those 3 bases to your advantage. You can just make sure that you bounce between the 3 of them and do a lot of damage. This is not what's going to happen here, but it's definitely something that the Protoss... Wow! Oh my god! Okay, sorry. I didn't see the Overseer. I was like, how did he see that? This is amazing.
Man. This is a tough choice. Do you fungal again? It's like, no, he's going to just make an Infested Terran, but...
Yeah, well, you can get the Queen to kill it.
That Observer, man, he's fine. He's okay. He's like, I was a little bit dirty, but... He's actually just going to fight with Stalkers and Force Fields alone, man.
He has 53 Stalkers, by the way. 53! 53.
They're cost efficient, but they're not. Are they that cost efficient? We're going to find out.
Against Zerglings and Fungal?
He's got more supply than his opponent, and this hardly ever happens in this matchup. This is a weird situation. The Spines are not ready in time. He only has 7 Infestors. I mean, he's got a lot of Fungals available, but that is so many Stalkers.
But he's losing them. What is Violet doing? The Infestors are at the front right now. A lot of them already died. He's currently only having 5 left, and now he's going in for the Fungal. Here come the Roaches. More and more Zerglings are being produced. He has no lava. He's waiting for the lava. He's trying to make this happen, but look at Seed moving in. Once again, the Fungal hits. There is no blink available, and he just swaps in more units, and Violet doesn't have the lava.
He does not, man, and he needs crucial Fungals to hold on here, but I'm not sure if he's even going to be able to do it. Fungals going off here, but they're not enough. Drones coming off the line as well, and Seed will actually end this game with pure Stalker with a few sentries to support.
I have never seen this on Entombed Valley, a pure Stalker army, and once again the Infestors are too exposed. They move in and they get sniped, and there are no Fungals left. He lost 2 of those Infestors early on already, but he should have been able to take this. He had no lava. His mechanics were not good enough to make sure he could get enough units to take this down. Wow.
And Seed with a very unique attack there.
And taking quite a risk here. If this force gets caught with its pants down, Fungal and then Zerglings running in from all sides, he's done for. Yeah, if he loses this army, he will lose the game. But Violet, he did not have a single lava left in order to produce units.
We saw that Seed had the Observer, he saw the composition, he saw no Spines, and decided to attack. I don't even know if that was his plan from the beginning. It seemed like it was. He had no other tech. He didn't have a Stargate plan for Mothership. He didn't have Robotic Support Bay for the Infestors. He saw maybe, okay, a low Infestor count, I'm going to go here. And go he did. And, well, the attack worked, but I did not expect that to work ever, nor did I expect him to even think that was a good idea, but I'm actually I learned something new today with this.
This is the first time that I have seen a pure gateway timing on 3 bases on Entombed Valley. On 2 bases is something that we see quite often. He had 53 Stalkers. We talked a bit about the Stalker count, but the thing is, the Spinecrawlers were a little bit too late, and when he realized that he had to warp in, not warp in, but to build additional units, Violet was just a bit too late. He got Zerglings, but he did not have the lava to really get rid of
he couldn't reproduce
all his resources, and he could not reproduce, exactly. If he makes sure that he has another macro hatch, if he is spot on with every single inject during the entire course of the game, then he will be able to reproduce and move in again. But it's also the way that he microed his Infestors. He did not really micro them.
That.
At first they moved in, he used a couple of Fungals, and then 2 of them got sniped immediately. He had 5 left, but they were not at full energy when the fight actually happened. And later on in the second engagement, he also moved them to the front, lost a couple of them Infestors, and he just never have the time to rebuild them. It did not really matter because he didn't have the lava to build enough units, but that would have been a problem even if he had had the lava.
Yeah, and honestly, the way that this happened, I feel like, is Violet having a lack of information about what type of push his opponent was going to do. Otherwise, the Spines would have been ready. He would have had more Infestors out. Probably would have wanted at least 12, I would say, against that type of composition. I would. I mean, if your Greater Spire tech isn't done and you don't have anything else, you need those Infestors, you need the Spines. Those are basically what you need while you hold your 4th base. He was mining only gas from his 4th. And, I mean, he just didn't have enough in Larva, and he didn't have the right composition. He wasn't prepared.
I was still waiting for Seed's tech to unvolve. I was just anticipating that at some point, where is my Mothership? There has to be one game plan. We've seen players like, for example, Knight and trying to hit at a timing where the Brood Lords are not ready just yet.
But you have Colossi and Knight.
Exactly. He had Colossi. He tried to make it happen with Colossi. I think this is the first 2 that he uses to push out.
Yeah.
The first 2 extended thermal lands done, and then
mostly pure Stalkers beyond that. But he still has the Colossi to help deal with the Infestors.
And not only the Infestors, but also trying to make sure that if his opponent has a few Spinecrawlers, that he can push them back.
Yeah.
But this was actually a really, really bold move. It worked really well. But as we already pointed out, if Seed loses this army, if he pushes a little bit too late, those Spinecrawlers are done, he moves in, tries to get into the range of the Spinecrawler, then gets fungled and loses this army,
when you get
then
fungled,
he's in a really tough spot.
You lose so many Stalkers to the Spines. We're going to take another 5-minute break, guys. When we get back, we're going to have our winners match.
Rush